What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be attempting 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I'm not the most experienced Minecraft player, as you can tell by the following clips of my first few attempts. I hate this fucking game, but I don't give up that easy. Oh. Okay, much better. I decided to give it one more shot, and this is how the story begins. I spawned into the new world, and it was perfect. A broken nether portal. We got a village. But you know the first thing we gotta do, right? That's right. We're taking this wood home. And there's a chest. Let's go. That's fantastic. You know, I'm gonna take the chest anyway. I should have just broke the chest, I guess. And this is where I make my first mistake. Oh my god. Oh no. I didn't even... Oh. That's crazy. I can't believe I spawned right next to that and a village. I made my way into the village and I talked to my first villager. Nothing. Shit, sticks for emeralds? Just lock you in real quick? I don't even have enough, do I? I do. I got enough for one. Come here. Yeah, we're locking that in. Let's go. But now I have to trap you in here. Alright. And then it was time to search the houses. I went to house after house after house, and I couldn't find a single chest in this village. As the sun went down, I went to the middle of the village to ring the bell. I placed a bed instead, and once I got it right, I was gonna help out these confused villagers until I saw a spider. Okay, we're going to bed. And that is the end of day 1 on the journey. It's day 2, and we need some tools and to probably eat. And then I finally found a house with a chest. Nice. And then I spotted an island, and I like a good island. So I hopped over and swam through this river until I got there. I think I like this island. We're gonna use it. I put down some chests, emptied out my inventory, and after a few bites to eat, it was time to get to work. I made some planks for a crafting table, and I built what I could. We officially got wood tools. Oh, there's a beehive on this tree. We might have to keep this tree. Alright, see you guys later. After clearing the trees and emptying my inventory, it was already getting dark. How is it nighttime already? I'm gonna have to sleep real quick. I need to get some iron. At least stone, but I need to get iron. Where could we put a mine that I will not regret? Or I could put it on the outside, which probably would be a good idea. Right here is good. I wanted a clear entrance to the mine, so I dug out as much dirt as I could until my shovel broke. You know what, you got the idea. Right here. We've entered the Stone Age. But before I get too deep into the mines, I thought it would be a good idea to make a crafting table, get a bite to eat, and make my first stone tools. And a hoe, because I wanted to plant down the first 2 seeds that I had. Let's go. After a little bit of mining, I found coal, found some copper, and I found iron. Beautiful. I made my way out into the rain and over to the island. I cooked up all the iron that I found, and I made my first iron tools. Alright. Iron pickaxe. Let's go. I need a shield. Yes, sir. What I'm talking about. We're going back in. We got gold. Oh my god. There's the diamond. That's 2. Oh my god, there's another. And another. And another. Getting too excited. Alright, let's go. Whoa. Close that up for a minute. And by the time I got out of the mines, the sun was already rising. What? Was it not done? Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Let's go. More diamond. Hallelujah. Some iron. I know this is like a mining strat. Every 2 blocks. Iron. The fuck is that noise? Oh my god. After hearing that, it was time to go back to the island. Got the iron cooking. Go ahead and make a chest plate. I threw it on, and while the iron was cooking, I filled in some low spots. Alright, now let's get some pants. We can go ahead and make a diamond pickaxe. Get that. Got 6 more diamond. Probably the axe, just to help me out with fighting a little more. I decided to go back into the mines, but quickly turned around after not finding anything. I planted this blue flower, this yellow flower, and while the sun went down, I planted some trees, and then it was time to go to sleep. I need a villager with mending. I need a mob spawner for XP. Alright, I need a water bucket. After crafting the water bucket, I made my way over to the ruin portal so I could pick up that lava. I knew that I would need it later. And then I went to a spot next to the island so I could clear out an area for a mob spawner. After that was done, I made my way back to the island to craft up torches and light the place up. And this process continued into the night until I saw a baby zombie. And I was not trying to fight this guy, so I ran. But when I seen how persistent he was, I geared up for battle. And then I went to sleep to continue the next day. And as I placed down torches, it was all going great until I ran into this guy. Oh my god, dude, I didn't even see him. I would have been furious. And then I grabbed all the sugarcane so I could start my own sugarcane farm. After that was done, I tilled out the area next to it in case I wanted to expand the wheat farm. And then I planted down the seeds. Alright, we're gonna build a cow crusher. After clearing out a space for the cow crusher, I just needed a hopper. So I went to go craft it and seen I didn't have enough iron. So I went to sleep in defeat. The next day I made my way into the mine so I could get more iron. I found some, and then I found some that I missed. I made my way out of the mines and I found salmon, and I knew I wanted cats, so I got as much of it as I could and I ended up with 14. And then I cut down some trees and I used that wood as the sun went down to make some charcoal. And then I crafted a campfire so I could celebrate with that extra salmon. And then I went to sleep. The next day I planted a bunch of trees and I went to the wheat farm to expand it and get my first piece of wheat. I then went back to the island to grab all the iron that I cooked up, and after making a hopper, it was time to get to work. Now I needed the cows. Come on, come on. I'm up here. It took all day, but I finally got one in there. There we go. And then eventually the second one. And I could not get them to sit still, so I had to improvise. And it worked. Alright, my first farm. After that, I put down some finishing touches and I went to sleep. And then I went over to the wheat farm so I could get more wheat. Get these cows going. After that was done, I expanded the sugarcane farm and I wanted to head to the village because I wanted to find a cat. But what I found was way more shocking. What is that? It's a spawner right at the village. And then I got attacked. Okay. Okay. Good shit, Iron Golem. The luckiest world generation ever. And another one. That's what I pay you for. I put torches all over the spawner and cleared out some area because I would come back later. How lucky is it to have a spawner in the village? And then I got even luckier and found a cat. Come here, kitty kitty. Let's go, I got a cat. Is there another one? I looked for a while and no, there was not. Home sweet home. Here you go. After bringing them home, I fed the cows, chopped some trees, and it was time to go to sleep. The next day was filled with the usual activities of harvesting the wheat, expanding the wheat farm, feeding the cows, chopping down some trees, and I gave the cow crusher a name, the Meat Factory. After a little bit of exploring, it was followed by this embarrassing attempt at going to sleep. Embarrassing. But once I got it right, I went to sleep, and the next day, I searched for a while and found a spot that I wanted to put the iron farm. So I got to work clearing that out, and that pretty much took the whole day. After that, I went back home, and I went to sleep yet again. The next day, I harvested some more wheat to feed the cows, and I killed this straggling sheep, but I let the cow live after tanking such a massive hit. I went back over to where I wanted the iron farm, and got to work clearing out more area. Alright. This should be big enough. I got to work digging out the hole that I needed, and then, when I was about done, I ran into these guys, and I ran for my life. I went back home, and decided to sleep through the night. The next day, I went over to the village to kill this iron golem so I could get just a little more iron. Now, where's he gonna spawn? Spoiler alert, he never spawns again. Then I went back to the island, and I couldn't open this chest. Why is this not opening? Now I know it's because of the cat. That's fine. I even moved the whole chest. After putting it down and putting everything back in it, I then put the cat in a nice place to sleep. There you go, kitty. After that was done, I made my hopper, cut down some trees, and this process lasted into the morning. The sun is shining, and I still got this curse of binding gold helmet. I harvested the wheat farm, sheared a couple of sheep, and killed this cow. I took the sheep back to my island to meet this other one so they could start having babies. And once I seen it was working, I killed this straggling cow, and I started building them a place to stay. Once it was done, I brought them in and closed it up. Alright. Then I put down a carpet for easy access, sheared them again, cooked up steak, and made some beds. and some workstations. I knew I would need a lot, so this process continued until the night. The next day, I was going to the wheat farm when I saw a creeper and decided to fight him head on. And he blew up the bridge. After fixing that, I harvested the wheat and the sugar cane, and then I fed the animals. After that was done, I made more beds, and I just want to talk to you about our Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. It's Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but I put down torches to keep the creepers out. Then I harvested more wool, made some more beds, planted more trees, and after getting more wool, it was time to go to sleep. The next day, I planted down even more trees, got some more wool, until I was able to make 20 beds. Alright, let's go build that iron farm. I made my way over to the area to continue clearing out the hole until it started raining. I put down some torches to light the place up, and I decided to go home. I'm not taking any chances, I'm going to bed. And after sleeping through the night, I went back the next day to continue the iron farm. Put down blocks to put beds on top, then I broke the blocks to put the beds underneath, and then it was time to add the 20 workstations. After that was done, I went over to the village to get a villager. There you go. You're coming with me. I brought him back to the iron farm to put him in the hole, but this was harder than expected. So I decided to put him in the boat, take him home, and we would continue the next day. I got on the boat and took him back to the iron farm while dodging this guy trying to throw tridents. And this time, he went right in the hole. Alright, one more. I went back to the village to get one more villager, and after a little bit of struggling, I finally got him. Let's go. Took him back to the island, and he also went right in. You want to see your new home? After grabbing some bread, it was time to feed him. And then it started to rain. I fed him some more, and it looked like it wasn't working. So I went back home and slept the pain away. The next day, I went back to the iron farm to replace all the workstations because they shouldn't be stuck like this. And once they were free, I went back to go get some more bread. And when I came back to the iron farm, there was only one. I covered him up, and I went home to sleep the pain away. After getting another villager the next day, I brought him back to the iron farm. And when I put him in, I saw 1, 2, and the head of a third. He wasn't dead, he was just under the floor. I went back to the island, expanded the wheat farm, and I got more sugarcane. And after clearing out my inventory, it was time to go to sleep. The next day, I went back to the iron farm, and he was still stuck on the floor, but I decided to feed them bread anyway. After I seen it was working and they were making babies, I got to work on the rest of the iron farm. And after I was just about done, this is where things start to go wrong. As you can see, the lava is catching the wooden slabs on fire, and I am too locked in to notice. I got to work on the path around it, and I didn't notice until about here. And then I panicked. For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to go home first and craft up some stone slabs, take them back to the island, and by that time, everything was on fire. And the villagers were dead except for this baby. So I saved his life and replaced the wood slabs with stone. Nah, that sucks. Fuck. Shouldn't have used wood. I made my way back to the island and I slept the pain away. The next day I came back and the baby was still alive, so I covered him up and I put the lava back where it should be. I went back to the village to get another villager, and I was gonna get 2, but quickly realized I didn't know how this game worked and I'm not that good at Minecraft, so I ended up just getting 1. Brought him back to the iron farm, and once he was in, I covered him up, and then I continued clearing the path around the iron farm until it was done, and then I went home and I went to sleep. The next day, after expanding the wheat farm and feeding the cows, I went back to the village. I wanted to grab some potatoes and some carrots to help me feed these villagers, and that process pretty much took the whole day. So I went back to the island and I went to sleep. The next day, I figured out how to turn on the in-game day counter, so that'll be on for now. And then I harvested wheat and fed the villagers. Alright, now I think we need to work on that XP farm. So I cut down a lot of trees, and when I had a good amount of the materials I needed, I went to sleep. The next day, I went back to the village to work on the XP farm when I got distracted. Iron Golem never spawned back here. Only killed him once. Is it because I took villagers out of here? That's butt. And then I saw this villager, and I thought he was stuck. So I cleared out a spot for him to get out, and then I found this guy. Okay, you're here. I made my way back to the island, and I grabbed the extra workstations I had because I figured if I went back to the village and I placed them everywhere, that would incentivize them to make more villagers. And this process lasted into the night. I went back home, went to sleep, and I would continue the next day. After feeding the villagers the next day, I decided to go back into the mines, where I found a whole bunch of iron. After mining for a while and not finding anything else, I made my way out of the mines and I went to sleep. The next day I went back to the village so I could talk to my main man, the emerald guy. After getting some emeralds, I made him a little place to stay, and once I was happy with that, I locked him up. I went back to the island and I turned off the in-game day counter. Alright. We're on day 28. I'll go ahead and put that back on the screen. Okay. What I for sure need though is a villager with mending. So we're gonna have to build a lectern. How do we build a lectern? After chopping down trees into the night, I had this to say. Thank you for clicking on the video and watching. It means a lot. I do have a Discord if you want to join it. The link's in the description. Let's build a good community. A gaming community. I'm sure I'll get better at these videos over time. All right. This takes practice, but let's get back to it. I built bookshelves and a lectern. Oh yeah, I need 2 more hoppers. Which means I need more iron. Which means I need to go mining. I should be okay to go mining. I won't die mining. No, let's go iron. Is that what I think it is? It is. Boing, boing, boing. And then I made hoppers. Okay, we should have all the materials for the XP farm. And I checked on the iron farm. I need 20 of you, come on. That's all I got. Come on, get back to baby making. After that, I went back to the village and I seen these villagers repopulating their home. Wow. I thought it would be a good idea for some reason to remove the workstations, and then I went to sleep. And then I found this confused villager. Bro, you know you can go around? And then I found this guy. You know what? Stay right there. Here, you gotta be able to get out of here. Come on. So I cleared out a path for him. There you go. And then I rang the bell. And he went the other way. Are you kidding me? So I followed him home. There you go. Keep going. Nice. Oh, fuck. Get back in there. Get back in there. That didn't work. God damn it. And then I found this guy. What's up, buddy? Imagine. First try. But come on, I got a place for you to live. Right in here. I lured him inside with a lectern and I locked him in. Mwahaha. I got you now. And pretty quickly, I got it. Mending, let's go. Oh shit, I gotta lock it in. Oh fuck, I need paper. Just stay here, I'll be right back. So I went back to the island. All right, we got paper. We have 1 emerald. That's great. After grabbing paper, I chopped down trees and made as much sticks as I could. All right, let's go. I went back to the village and for some reason, I didn't lock it in with paper. Yo, I got some. Oh my god, bro, you need a book too? Oh my fucking god. That's great. I stole this guy's bed, went to sleep, and the next day, I was on the hunt for leather. I know there's a cow here. I saw something, and then I found one. There's a cow. So I got my leather, and I made my way back to craft a book. We got the book. Now let's get this mending. And by the time I got to him, yeah. No, bro, now it's punch 2. Fuck. No way. You're trash, bro. Really, I'm trash, but I continued the process until I got mending again. Oh, nice. Oh, no. And then I locked it in with the paper. I'll be back for the mending. We locked it in. We locked it. Oh, okay. 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 It was an accident, dude. Chill. Chill, bro. You were good, right? Me and you were pals, right? Yeah. I don't think we are, but I went to his house and I stole his bed. We're best friends, right? I could sleep here. Good night, buddy. And would continue the next day. Okay, we good? We're good, right? Mending efficiency 5. I'll be back for more business. And then I went to talk to my main man, the emerald guy. Yo, what up, my boy? You got more emeralds for me? My guy. Much love, bro. Much love. But you can never leave. Wahaha. I hopped in my boat and went back to the island. Thanks again for watching. I just realized I didn't save any of my potatoes or carrots. So we'll fix that later. I need that iron farm to start spawning iron golems. After grabbing all the materials I needed for the XP farm, I went to sleep. It is day 33. We have something big, the XP farm. I made my way over to the village and I got to work clearing out the area. And when I had the area cleared, I worked into the night until it got dark and then I went to sleep. The next day I continued the process, placing blocks and signs, and then I waterlogged them. And after breaking more blocks, I made a little path so I could collect my loot. And once it was kind of clear, it started getting dark, so I placed a torch and I went to sleep again. The next day I placed down a chest and some hoppers. Once it was about done, I put on the final touches. How do I remove these torches and get out of here? I broke the final torch and it was time to escape. Now I want you guys to really watch me struggle here. I could not get out for anything. Getting attacked by the spiders and just panicking. Eventually, finally, I got out. Jesus Christ. Shit was scary. I could not get out. Alright, I'm going to bed. Should be making my heart beat. I checked on it the next day. It's working. And it was good. I killed a couple of spiders and I made my way out to find these villagers having fun. Are we swimming today? Let's go. What's up, guys? Am I cramping your style? Well, fuck you guys then. I didn't want to swim with you guys anyway. Actually, I did. But I decided to head back to the iron farm. Just checking up on you guys, what's up? Alright, we're making babies. I closed them up and I went back to the island. I should have built this somewhere else. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Shut up. After clearing my inventory and chopping down trees, I had to talk with the cat. You've been keeping the base very safe. Get in the bed, you deserve it. And then I changed my mind on mining. There could be a creeper over there. I'm gonna go to bed. Ah! Trick shot. The next day, I expanded the wheat farm. Sounds like a beat. I went to check on the villagers when I remembered, what am I doing? I got a boat. After getting the boat and heading over there, I realized I didn't have bread, so I made my way back, grabbed the bread, and I went back again. No more jokes, I got food. It's like feeding birds. Oh my god, now I'm down here with you guys. Come on, I don't see any hearts. Nobody's making love. Editor, cue the music. I don't think it's working. Alright, well, I'll let you guys be. I covered them up and I headed home. You know what? We're gonna make a bow. Who want it? Ish. Oh my god. Almost killed you, kitty. It's a beautiful evening on day 37. We're going to bed and then we're gonna find some more diamonds. So I went to sleep. And the next day, I went into the mines when I found this cave with a creeper. I'm scared. Let's go right. We're at negative 37. We need to get to negative 58. All right, we're here. I got to work mining. Nice. There's diamonds. I don't like that noise. Let's go. You're beautiful. More diamond. Just one? Oh no, that's a ripoff. And I mined until my pickaxe was almost broken. Okay. Now we absolutely need mending because I'm not building another pickaxe. We could just fix it. After making my way out of the mines, I harvested wheat, cleared out my inventory, and it was time to talk to the cat again. We've came a long way, kitty, and we're almost halfway there. But we need to defeat the Ender Dragon. We got this, kitty, right? Don't we got this? Me and kitty got this. We're coming for you. I went to sleep to continue the next day. I'm thinking a chest plate. Let's go. Our first piece of diamond armor. It looks pretty good. I made my way back to the village to talk to the main man, the emerald guy. What's up, buddy? I bought as many emeralds as I could, and after that, it was time to go talk to the mending guy. Let's go, we got mending. I headed back to the island, and when I figured out how much iron it cost to build an anvil, I was shocked. It costs that much iron for an anvil? Fuck, I wish my iron farm was working. Wait a minute, I see an iron golem. It's working. What timing is that? After expanding the wheat farm a little bit more, it started getting dark, so I made what bread I could, and I went to sleep. The next day, I went over to the iron farm, and we had our first iron golem. I fed the villagers, and after making sure it was working, I covered them back up. Alright, let's finish this iron farm. I placed all the water buckets I needed, and pushed in the iron golem. Alright, I'll see you later. Alright, anytime now. Alright, okay. Where's the loot, buddy? Where is the loot? It's right there. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 more hoppers down here, and then it should be beautiful. Let's go get some hoppers. Damn, I need 1 more piece of iron. Can I, like, melt this into iron? That's butt. It gave me a nugget. I went back to the iron farm to place down the 1 hopper that I did have, and then I started to hear a strange noise. One of them was dying. But there's good news. Why are you... There's the iron golem. After that was finished, I pushed in the iron golem, and then I saw a zombie. Oh my god. I ran, and then I saw a skeleton. Okay. Made my way back to the island, and I slept through the night. And then I went back to the iron farm to place down my other hopper, and then I thought I saw a cat, and I did. And I wanted it, so I went to grab some salmon, and by the time I got back, he was long gone. I went over to the village and decided to sleep through the rain in one of the villagers' houses. The next day, I stole some carrots. Wasn't there iron over here? Yep. Guess what? We're gonna take it. Okay, 1 piece. That's underwhelming. And then I decided to clean the place up a little. Alright, there's the first repair. The path. And then I went back to the iron farm. There had to have been another one by now. If not, then I need to add more villagers. Yeah, right. Alright, we need as much wheat, carrots, and potatoes as we can get. Need to fill that thing up. Then I went back to the island. I harvested more wheat, and by the time it was getting dark, I needed a pickaxe. You know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so for some reason it didn't record day 43 to 47, but it's all good. I didn't do nothing crazy. I just destroyed some grass, expanded the farm just a little bit, added some carrots. That's all, no big deal. I was trying to clean this place up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I really want to beat that ender dragon, so that's my main focus right now. I want to get all the good tools, all the good armor, without dying. Because before trying it now, I've never tried to beat hardcore Minecraft. Anytime I played Minecraft, my little brother carried me through the whole game. But I believe, and you gotta believe too. So after me and the kitty showed off the expanding we did to the garden, just around the corner of the wheat and the sugarcane, I put him back in his bed. There you go. Still need iron for an anvil. Is the iron farm working yet? No, it was not. I think there's like 8 to 10 villagers in there now. I'm gonna get it up to 20 and see what it does. That's why I expanded the farm and stole their carrots. Because the iron farm isn't all the way up and running, I only have one choice. I'm gonna have to mine some iron. Got lapis. And we got iron, let's go. That's what I need. I think I need about 20 iron. There's more, let's go. Just a little more. Beautiful. Only 2? Oh man. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, this is definitely enough. All right, let's go get mending on our pickaxe. I got out of the mines and I went over to the island so I could cook up that iron. We'll go harvest the crops while that's cooking. Much better. Yuck. Yuck. Fuck. Yuck. It wasn't even cooking. Are you kidding me? All right, well, I mean, yeah. So I fixed it. Don't mock me. Hey, after it was done, I grabbed all the iron to make a block of iron and then I made an anvil. Mink. Yes, sir. Now I know there's probably a right and a wrong way to do this, but I need it on there, so I don't, it's happening. Let's go. Beautiful. I then planted about a stack of trees and I went to sleep. The next day I made my way over to the village so I could heal the pickaxe. Made my way over to the XP farm and I hopped in. Once I got in there, I closed it up and it was time to get to work. Once it was done, on day 50, I made my way out and over to the ruin portal so I could collect that obsidian. Once it was done, I made my way back to the island, but not before hitting this squid. And once I got there, I cleared out my inventory, made some bread, grabbed this iron, cooked up some steak, and it was time to go to sleep. When I woke up the next day, I planted a bunch of carrots and thought I needed 2 boats. After making that, I went to the iron farm and it was kind of working now. After making sure the villagers were making babies, I headed back to the island so I could grab all the paper I had and make as many sticks as I could. And then I went to sleep. The next day, I went over to the village and after replacing his workstation so he could restock, I grabbed all the emeralds I could. And then I grabbed mending. I made my way back to the island, grabbed a few axes, and started chopping down trees. I got more sticks, and then I headed back to the village to get more emeralds. Now I'm able to trade string for emeralds, which is great because of the spider farm. I grabbed mending, and then I headed back to the island to put mending on my axe. I went back to the village, and it started to rain. Once I got there, I headed into the XP farm and started to heal up my axe. Satisfying. Grabbed all the string that I could, and I went back to the emerald guy to get more emeralds. After grabbing the emeralds, I went back to the XP farm to heal up my axe. Once that was done, I made my way back to the island when I accidentally threw my axe. And I didn't even notice. And when I got there to chop down trees, I realized it was gone. Retraced my steps, and I found it. Got back to the island and started chopping down trees. After this bee came to say hi, I went to sleep. The next day, I harvested the wheat, the sugarcane, the carrots, and replanted them. After feeding the cows, I went back to the iron farm, and after seeing it was still working, I gave them more food. And then I did a little bit of exploring. It started to get dark, so I made my way back to the island, and I went to sleep. I made a bunch of stairs and went into the mines so I could put them down for an easy way to get in and out. Went back into the mines, and I found more diamonds, but just one. But then I kept going, and I found more. I made my way out of the mines, crafted up a diamond sword, chopped down some trees, and I got way more sticks than I needed. And then I slept through the night. The next day, I wanted an enchantment table, but I only had 1 diamond. So I went back to the village and got more emeralds. I grabbed a mending book. Then I headed back to the island to put mending on my sword, and I didn't even put the book in the anvil. After realizing, I freaked out a little bit, and then I did it right. I chopped down some trees, and then I headed into the mine. But after not finding anything, I went to sleep. The next day, I crafted some torches and decided to go explore. I walked through the woods, found this little pond that I jumped in to cool off, and then I found a cave attached to it. I went inside, and I'm not doing that, so I turned around and decided to go home. And once I got to the island, I broke the fourth wall and decided to go back into the mines. I found a few more diamonds, made my way out, and got my enchantment table and some bookshelves. I put down the enchantment table and realized I didn't have enough bookshelves, so I planted more trees and got bone meal to quickly grow the trees, chopped them down, made more bookshelves, and this process lasted until the morning. I made the last bookshelf, placed it down, and decided to feed the cows. Then I placed one more just because. I was starting to get confident. I headed to the village and decided to sleep through the night in a villager's house. And the next day, it was time to heal my tools. So I killed spiders and got XP until my tools were healed. I made my way out and stole another villager's bed for the night. The next day, I hopped in my boat and headed back to the island. After feeding the cows, I made some more bread and went over to the iron farm to keep feeding the villagers. And then I put the water back where it should be. When I was about to push in the iron golem, I saw a cat, and I wanted that cat. So I chased him until I got him. Heading back to the iron farm, I found another one. Once I got him, I pushed in the iron golem and headed back to the island. Let's go. Once I got there, I let all the cats come together, said hi to them all, and then it was time to go to sleep. The next day, I wanted to clean up the island a little bit, so that's what I did, filling in low spots. And after cutting the grass, I went over to the iron farm to grab more iron and make some iron shovels. Went back to the island, and I continued my work. After more terraforming of the island, I decided to get a better view, and So I continued the next day, shaping the island. The rain stopped, and it looked better. I made my way back down, harvested the wheat, and as the sun was going down, I replanted everything. Fed the cows, I hopped in my boat and went over to the village so I could get more XP. I needed to get to level 30, so I killed spiders until it was done. And by the time I got done, the sun was already rising. Went over to the island, and I enchanted my chest plate. Now I was getting excited, so I put it on and did a little dance. Looking good. After grabbing all my sticks, I made a few books and went over to the village. And then I noticed the door was gone. Did that zombie take the door? He did. He took the door. So I killed him, grabbed my door back, put it back where it was, and went to the XP farm so I could grab my string. I traded the string for emeralds, and then I grabbed the mending book. I headed back to the island, grabbed my chest plate, and I put mending on it. Everything was working out great. I went back to the village to use the XP farm. After getting close to level 30, I grabbed more mending books, more emeralds, another mending book, closed them up, and I went back in to finish getting my levels up to 30. After that was done, I went back to the island, made some steak and some stone so I can make a grindstone to disenchant my tools. After enchanting the pickaxe and adding mending, now it was decent. Now we have to do the sword and the axe. So I continued the process, killing spiders, grabbing emeralds, and heading back to the island to enchant my tools, resetting them with the book until I got the right ones. I just needed one more level. But after hearing that, it was time to go to sleep. The next day, I harvested the wheat and the sugar cane, fed the cows, made some books, chopped some trees, made some sticks, and fed the cows again. And finally, I had enough levels to enchant my sword. I went over to the village, grabbed some emeralds, and hopped in the XP farm to get my levels back up to 30. When that was done, I made my way out to find the worst thing that's happened so far. No! Got my fucking villager and he took the door again. You little bitch. How do you steal a fucking door? I ain't never seen that. I gotta heal this guy. After replacing the door, I went back to the island and enchanted my axe. After adding mending, I crafted a golden apple, and then I planted some trees. Alright, let's go get some mushrooms. And the search began for mushrooms until I got distracted. It's a dog. And I really wanted that dog. And he had a friend. There you go. We're taking you guys home. We traveled through the night until we got back to the island. They had some puppies, and I introduced them to the cats. Hey, you leave the cat alone. Alright. It's the night on day 72. In the morning, we're curing that villager. I went to sleep, and the next day, I was on the hunt for the mushrooms that I needed. I searched, and I searched, and I searched, picking up things on the way. Ooh, and searching some more. And then I thought about jumping off this edge, but yeah, I'm not chancing it. Skadoosh. After searching this cave, I realized I needed a YouTube video to tell me where these mushrooms are. Okay, I just saw a video. It says they're in the nether. So we're gonna go to the nether. I went back to the island and grabbed all the obsidian I had. Is 7 obsidian enough for another portal? I placed down the blocks and hell no, it's not. I went to the village and I saw a zombie. Quickly turned around, but then I changed my mind. You know what? Come here. You got a shovel? I got a sword. I mean, I got an axe. Oh, fuck. Shit. What a noob. Okay, let's try that again. After killing the zombie, I took shelter for the night in a villager's house. The next day, I was on the hunt for another ruined portal until I found one. Ooh, there we go. It's a portal. I went over to the portal, turned all the lava into obsidian, and I looted the chest. Nah, no more golden helmets. I've had enough of that. After that, I mined all the obsidian, which took forever, hopped in my boat, and I was on my way home. And somehow, I threw my pickaxe. And I didn't even notice. But I made the journey home into the night, and by the time I got home, I still had no clue. Alright, so tomorrow we get the mushroom. I went to sleep, and after clearing out my inventory the next day, I finally noticed. Where's my pickaxe? Bruh. I had to rewatch the footage to figure out what happened to my pickaxe. I seen it was by the portal, so I made my way back, and when I finally got there, I knew the pickaxe should be right here. I'm just glad it didn't despawn. On my way home, it started to get dark, but eventually, I made it. I went to sleep, and the next day, another creeper blew up the bridge again. Alright. After fixing that, I finished another portal, and I lit it up. Yes, sir. Please give me a good spawn. I just need mushrooms, that's it. So I hopped in, and into the nether we go. Okay. And this spawn was way too high for me. Then I noticed these pig guys. Chill out, bro. I searched around a little more. Don't want to have to go down there. And then I ran into this ghast trying to kill me. I had no choice but to fight him. But eventually, I got him. I bridged across this gap, jumped down, and finally, I found the mushrooms that I needed. Oh, thank you. After grabbing all the mushrooms I could see, it was time to go back. I built my way up, and then I made it back to the nether portal. Let's go. After getting to the overworld, it was time to head back to the island, said hi to the animals, and grab my brewing stand, grab my bottles, my sugar, and my fermented spider eye. Now I need a splash potion of weakness. Then I realized I needed blaze powder, so I grabbed my gold, and I headed back into the nether. With my trusty shield, I was ready for anything, and I tried to trade with these guys, but no one was interested. Anyone? It was time to search, and then I found this suicidal ghast playing in the lava, so I jumped down to help him out. Threw his fire back at him, and I got him. And then I searched, and eventually, hey, look at this. I found the right guys. There it is. I finally got the potion of fire resistance. After a little sightseeing, it was time to head back. When I got to the portal, I decided to search in another direction. And then I fell. Is this the end? There's lava beneath me. But I need that block. Bro. And then I remembered I had the potion of fire resistance. Oh, that's so fucking scary. Lost it as quickly as I got it. After a quick bite of steak, I was so scared I didn't even build up. I built over, and then up, and then back over. I went back home because I was all out of gold, went to my island to grab my boat. I had to go all the way back to that ruined portal so I could grab the gold out of that chest. Made my way back, and it got dark. Went into the XP farm and healed up my tools. After closing it back up, I hopped in my boat and went back to the island. After sleeping to avoid these phantoms, I made a shield and went back to the portal. It was time to go back to the nether. And once I got there, I searched, and I searched, and I searched. Searched some more, and kept searching, until finally, I found another fortress. And I was terrified. But after placing blocks to make sure I could find my way back, I headed in. I made a little staircase to get in and out, blocked off the walls, made another staircase, and it was time to fight the blazes. Let's go. Kept fighting blaze after blaze until finally I had a good amount of blaze rods. But I wanted to make sure I had enough, so I kept the fight going. And then I accidentally hit this pig, and now the pigs wanted to join the fight. After collecting a few more blaze rods, I made a portal, lit it, and it was time to get out. But after realizing I was really far away, I jumped back in and decided to go back the way I came. Eventually, I made it home, jumped through the portal, and I was excited to be home. We're gonna go ahead and make a new shield, and I realize I need to go back and get ender pearls because I don't have any. So that's what we're gonna do. I need to fix my pickaxe, and then we're gonna go. And so I went to the village, filled up my pickaxe, made my way out, hopped in my boat, and it was time to go back to the nether. And somehow, the phantoms followed me. Bro. I used my shield and killed off every phantom, collecting the membranes, and then it was time to search. So I searched, and I searched, and I searched, collecting blocks along the way, and searching some more. Is that what I think it is? Until I found netherite. Ooh. And I continued the search until I found the right biome that the endermen spawn in. And then I saw these guys. And they having a party. Anyway. Okay, damn, you ain't gotta get that close. I ain't ready yet. Now, it was time to fight the enderman. And I got my first ender pearl. Let's go, we got an ender pearl. About 100 more, and we should be good. I kept killing the enderman, but at the same time, I kept throwing ender pearls on accident. Bruh. So I moved them to my inventory so that wouldn't happen again. This should be good. It was time to go home, and on my way there, I ran out of food, so I started to slow down a lot. This gas was trying to kill me, so I had to do some parkour that I've never done before to get away. And eventually, I made it back to the portal, and I went home. Almost starved to death. I made it back to the island, and quickly cooked up some steak. After eating the steak, I started clearing out my inventory when I saw a phantom. Yep, we're going to bed. And I went to sleep. The next day, I made blaze powder, and made my first eyes of ender. Now we can get ready to fight the ender dragon. And then this guy showed up, bruh. But I used my elite skills to push him in a box and close him off. And I hopped on my boat and I headed to the XP farm to finish healing my tools. And then I went back to the island and grabbed all the materials I needed. Put up some bottles of water, grabbed some blaze powder, and put it in the brewing stand. Finally, I was able to make my splash potion of weakness. As I noticed the sun was starting to rise, I hopped in my boat and went to the village. It was time to help out an old friend. Got you, bro. I threw the splash potion at him, gave him the golden apple, and it was time to wait. And finally, he was healed. And his prices were a little better, so I bought some emeralds, closed them back up so this wouldn't happen again, and went and got some more mending books. I headed back to the island and cleared out my inventory. Now, I was getting really confident. I didn't think anything could stop me. I had a few more things to get, and I had to be fast, but I knew I could do this. I went to the village and used the XP farm to heal up my tools the rest of the way. I made my way out and over to the island so I could go back to the mine. But I quickly realized I didn't have any torches, so I made my way out, chopped down some trees, made some coal and some sticks, said hi to the animals, finally got some torches, and it was time to go back. After mining for a while, I found some diamonds. Let's go. With fortune on my pickaxe, I quickly got a good amount of diamonds. I made my way out of the mines over to the island, crafted some pants, boots, and a shovel, and then I enchanted them. Got protection, unbreaking, and feather falling on my boots. After renaming them and adding mending, I put them on. Now I just needed a bow with infinity. Using books to reset the enchantments, I finally got it. I went back to the village to get more levels when I ran into an enderman. What's up? And I was cocky. A little scary, but I got him. I got my levels up, and when I went back, I got infinity on my bow. While chopping down trees, I accidentally got a beehive. Oh my god. So I had to kill the bees. I went back into the mines, and I got the diamonds that I needed. I made my way out, and after crafting a helmet, I had a full set of diamond armor. Looking good, looking good. I made my way over to the village, and I grabbed a few more emeralds and a mending book. And then I used the XP farm to get my levels back up to 30. After that was done, I went back to the island and enchanted my helmet. We now have full diamond enchanted armor and tools. This dragon doesn't stand a chance. And then I added mending. After harvesting the wheat, I went back to the village to grab an arrow. And then it was time to throw my first eye of ender. And I followed it. I traveled and traveled until the sun went down, so I went to sleep. Woke up and kept traveling. It started to rain, but it didn't stop me. I kept traveling through different biomes and through another eye of ender. And I was not really going the right way. Okay. Collected my eye of ender back, and I kept traveling. I threw another one to be sure, and I found an abandoned village full of zombie villagers. Made my way through it, and I tossed another eye of ender. Threw another one, and I was getting close. Threw another one just to be sure, and after collecting my eye of ender, I started to dig down. Eventually, I hit a cave with a creeper. Okay. And I got scared, and threw 2 eyes of ender. I built my way up, and built a little wall of protection around it. Not today, sucker. After finishing the wall, I kept digging down, and finally, I hit the stronghold. I even saw my eye of ender. I happily picked that up, and after searching around for a little bit, both ways were a dead end. There was only one way to go, and it was right there. That's gotta be it. Made my way over, and after seeing that was it, alright, let's go. I jumped in and destroyed the spawner. After closing off the door and getting rid of the lava, I added torches, and it was time. Oh yeah, let's do this. Now we're in the end. I dig my way up, and eventually I reach the top. I need to be stealthy. Now it was time to shoot the end crystals. Oh shit, I'm a pretty good shot. Hey, I got that one too. I'm a dog. I worked my way around the island until I got them all, and it was time to fight the ender dragon. I built a little roof so the endermen couldn't reach me if they saw me. Got to weave them. And then I killed him. And it's back to the ender dragon. Hitting him with my sword whenever he perched, and he would hit me back. Okay. now the Endermen joined the fight. They wanted a piece of the Ender Dragon and me. But I kept going, fighting off the Enderman, shooting the dragon, hitting him with my sword. And after he hit me back... Alright. I dealt the final blow. Get out of here. And I finally did it. On day 97. Let's go. Move. We got that XP. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hit the dragon egg so it would teleport, and I got my first ever dragon egg. Let's go. We got the dragon egg. I've never beat Minecraft alone, but we did it in hardcore. Let's see if we can get an elytra. I built my way up to this portal, and it was time to go in. Through an ender pearl, and it was time to find an end city. And luckily, I found one as soon as I went in, and it had a ship. I grabbed some of this fruit because I knew it would help, and then I had to figure out a way to get over there. I threw an ender pearl to the other island, and I made it. And then it was time to bridge across, and this was terrifying. So, for some reason, I decided to chance it and threw an ender pearl to the next one. Oh my god, barely. I don't know why I did that. And I made it to the end city. Now I had to fight these shulkers, but they kept hitting me and making me float, so I just went with the flow. I made it to this rooftop and thought I could ender pearl up. Oh fuck. Nope, we're just gonna break in right here. After breaking in the side, I made my way up and had to fight more shulkers. Okay, bro. Using them to my advantage to float me up and up and up. Okay. Eventually, I got stuck on this roof, so I broke my way inside. After looting the chest, I found diamond horse armor. Oh yeah. Went to the roof. Over there. Okay. After finding out where the ship was, I ender pearled over and used the shulkers again to help me fly up. After killing the rest of the shulkers here, I didn't know that you needed silk touch to break an ender chest. And then I found this. Oh, there's a silk touch right there. That's okay though. I continued making my way up, using the shulkers to help me float. Alright, that's good. And after killing a couple more, I looted the chests and made my way to the roof, where this one shulker sent me way up in the air, and I got scared, so I ate the fruit. After it sent me all the way back down, I had to go all the way back up, using the shulkers to help me fly even farther up, until eventually I got to the ship. I killed the shulkers from a distance, and then I jumped down and bridged my way across, over the terrifying void, and finally I got there. I broke in the side, dealt with this last shulker, and I got the elytra. I got the elytra. Let's go. After showing it off a little bit, oh yeah, I looted the chests. Oh yeah, there's a dragon head. And I remembered there's a dragon head. I killed the shulker and placed some blocks so me and the dragon head wouldn't fall into the void. I got the dragon head. All right, now let's get out of here. Yep, that's it right there. I got the elytron, and it's time to go home. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I made my way back to the portal, built my way up, and pearled through. I jumped down and glided over until I got to the portal. We did it. I didn't have my bed placed, so it put me at spawn, right where I started, but luckily, I didn't go too far anyway. It's a good life. I made my way back to the island, and after saying hi to the animals, it was time to do something I should have done on day 1. Let's clear out the inventory and see what we can do. But not before making a shulker box, because, yeah, beautiful. I chopped down some trees, leveled the area, placed the floor, some walls, cut out holes for windows, and put down some torches as the sun started to rise. Oh shit. I put on a roof, added some trim, gave it a door, and not bad. Put up my trophies, my dragon head, and my dragon egg. Oh yeah. Placed a torch in my bed and tried to move most of my inventory to the back of the house until I ran out of time. It's a beautiful sunset on day 100. I never would have thought that I would make a 100 days hardcore Minecraft video, but here I am. And if you made it this far, I truly hope you enjoyed watching all the struggles and the achievements. I really enjoyed it. It was scary, yet rewarding. But before these guys kill me, I'm gonna finally go home and rest in my bed for the final night on this 100-day journey.